The weather forecast for 9th April is sunny. There are still places where you can go spring skiing. So I wondered what to do, but I heard that the cherry blossoms are in full bloom. So I decided to go to Hachimanyama Park. Hachimanyama Park is a popular cherry blossom viewing spot located north of the Tochigi Prefectural Office in the center of Utsunomiya city. There are 3 parking lots in the park, but they get crowded during cherry blossom viewing season, so temporary parking lots are set up. Head west on Kirinjo Street and turn right in front of Sun Dry, which leads to parking lot number 19. I was heading for the park's west parking lot, so I turned left at the next traffic light just after passing restaurant Icho. Parking lot number 24 is across from Komeda Coffee, which you can see 100 meters ahead from this T-junction. Head south on Prefectural Office West Street, heading for Showa Pedestrian Bridge in front of Showa Primary School. If you don't do your research before you go, you may find it difficult to find the entrance. Follow the narrow road, which is difficult to pass each other. I arrived an hour before the opening time, but the gates were open. The west parking lot can accommodate 50 cars, but some of it is reserved for light vehicles. During the day, it gets full like this. Security guards were directing traffic until closing time. The east parking lot is an easy-to-find location and can accommodate 20 cars. Naturally, it fills up easily. The east parking lot fills up quickly, but there is a private-run parking lot next to it that seems to operate every year. I used it last year. The Amoiyari parking lot is adjacent to the cherry blossom viewing venue, but able-bodied people are not allowed to use it. It's for the handicapped. The park is divided into east and west sections by a road. On the east side, there is Adventure U, which has play equipment for children, and go-karts for primary and junior high school students. The famous cherry blossom viewing spot is in the western area. This adventure bridge connects the east and west areas. The east parking lot that I introduced earlier is located along the road below. The play equipment at Adventure U was covered in cherry blossoms. Go-karts can be ridden by children aged 3 to junior high school students. Children in 2nd grade or younger, and those under 140 centimeters tall must be accompanied by a guard. The guide map published by the city says the idea was to study traffic rules, and there were traffic signs along the course. But I wasn't not sure how earnest they were when I saw one-way sign in a two-way section. At the southern end of the west area is a shrine called Hachimanyama, from which the park's name is derived. There is also an animal park at the southern end where you can see cranes, turtles, capybaras, peacocks, and more. I headed to the cherry blossom viewing area. Utsunomiya Tower, the symbol of Hachimanyama Park, is a broadcasting tower that relays television signals. For a fee, you can go up to the observation deck. It is usually open from 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., but during the cherry blossom viewing period from 3rd to 13th April, it is open until 8 p.m. If you're lucky, you can also see Mount Fuji and the Sky Tree. Hachimanyama Park has a long history and was originally privately owned. In 1906, Shioda Ichiro developed Shieda N. It was later taken by Utsunomiya City and opened as Hachimanyama Park in 1927. Currently, There are 800 cherry trees and 700 azaleas planted. The park opened in 1927, which means this year is its 98th year, and the year after next, in 2027, the 100th anniversary of its opening. Utsunomiya City is currently planning to renovate the park as part of a project to improve the appeal of Hachimanyama Park. A member of the park management department explained this on a program called Oshiete Ikoto Utsunomiya hosted by Inoma, and construction will be carried out around the west parking lot which I used this day, and facilities such as a cafe restaurant, the treehouse, and the mushroom tower will be built. The program is available on YouTube, so I will include the URL in the description. Looking at the documents published on Utsunomiya City's website, the future schedule is as follows. A contract will be signed with a contractor after March 2026, and the park will be open to the public in March 2027. It's not clearly written, but if we interpret it conveniently, construction will begin after the cherry blossom viewing season next year, and the new facilities will be open to the public before the cherry blossom viewing season the year after next, right? Just a thought on my own. I'm looking forward to it. When I visited Hachimanyama Park this time, I noticed something. It may seem obvious, but there wasn't a single speck of rubbish on the ground. There were so many food stalls lined up, selling food, and people of the crowd with their families, friends or colleagues, sitting wherever they liked, or laying out sheets to have parties, but there was no rubbish anywhere. I didn't see any rubbish bins either, which means everyone took their own rubbish home with them. On the Hachimanyama Park website it says please take your rubbish with you. Of course you should follow the rules. But there were so many people, all making a fuss and have fun, all following the rules in perfect unison. Isn't it amazing? I saw a staff member in charge of picking up rubbish, but the rubbish bag he was holding was very small. It looked like he could find little rubbish. I may have been the only one who was impressed by this, but it was refreshing and nice to see people with such good manners and moderations at all times, even when they were enjoying life. Every day I hear harsh news, violent scenes are broadcast on social media, and I hear about a sudden deterioration of public safety in some areas. But the Hachimanyama Park I saw this day was a very peaceful world. I hope that Hachimanyama Park will remain peaceful for the next 100 years as well. Everyone was enjoying themselves in all sorts of ways. Some people were just wandering around. Some were sitting on the steps and eating. Some people were having a party on sheets. Some were running. Some were dancing in front of their mobiles. Some people were taking turns striking poses and taking pictures each other all day. And a young man yelling, "Today I'm reporting from Hachimanyama Park," to the machines on the desk, and a person wandering around with a camera. It really depends on the person. After this, I went up Utsunomiya Tower once more at night. By that time, there were many students on their way home from school. A high school couple was lined up in front of me, and the three of us, including me, got into the lift. When the lift opened, the attendant explained to the high school students, please press the number 2 button and the button to close, but the high school students didn't listen and immediately stuck to the window, ready to watch the night view. I understand how they felt, and of course, I entered later and pressed 2 buttons. For the 20 seconds it took us to reach the upper floor, I didn't even look over them with warm eyes. I turned my back to them and tried to hide my presence. I wanted to take lots of videos of the night view when I got to the upper floor, but it didn't work out. No matter what I did, the LED on the front of my camera was reflected in the video. It's extremely difficult to take videos of the night view through glass. Finally, I'll leave you with a night view of Hachimanyama Park. At 6:02, just before sunset, a chime rang and all the lights in the park were turned on at once. Even at sunset, the sky was still bright and it took a little longer before it got really dark. The days were getting longer. At 7:30 p.m., an announcement was made that the park would soon close. However, the number of people there had actually increased, and there was no sign of people wanting to go home at all. I wonder if the park really closed at 8 p.m. that day. I was worried the gate would close, so I hurried to the parking lot. That's the end of the video. Thank you for watching.